If I was a social media manager for a matcha bar, this is what I would do. Hi, I'm Becky from Kaloo Marketing. I'm a social media manager, and this is my new series called The Social Switch Up. This is how I would run the social media account for a matcha brand. You don't want to just showcase your drinks. You want to create a sense of emotion and connection with your clients. So the first thing that you want to cover is the emotional element. I would make it emotional. Think friends catching up over a matcha, having some me time, unwinding after a busy week, that moment when your pastry's still steaming. You need to make that emotional feeling for your viewers. The next thing I would focus on is relatable content. You don't want to just post perfect photos of a pastry. Rather focus on something that's relatable to somebody. A pastry with a bite taken out of it, a matcha with the steam coming out of it, or somebody sitting and working with their matcha and their pastry. These are all things that people can actually relate to. The next thing is interacting with your community. Your community is everything for your business. I would post stories with polls asking people what kind of flavors they'd like to see, what kind of pastries they'd like to see, and when you do eventually launch those flavors, you can use something along the lines of, "You asked, we listened." This creates a sense of ownership and excitement for your customers. The next thing I would focus on is the behind the scenes and authenticity. I would show the process of how the matcha is actually made, showing the barista whisking the matcha, pouring it into a cup, just including that whole process, because when you watch that, it makes you feel like you're there and part of the experience. This is the kind of thing people will actually save and share. So if I was a social media manager for a matcha bar, this is how I would run the social media account. Emotional, relatable, and community driven.